Hi, I'm Susan Belsinger and you're on my back porch. And as you can see, I have an abundance of tomatoes. This bounty was harvested in just the last couple of days. It's sort of a Tomatopalooza. Anyway, with this many tomatoes I have to do something, and I want to preserve them for the cold winter ahead. And since we're chili heads in this house, I'm going to make salsa. And so, also in the garden, a crop that we have are chili peppers. And in this basket I have a number of kinds of chili peppers, and I'll tell you about a few of them. This little fat dark one is a jalapeno. And then right here I have a serrano, which is really hot. I'm sorry, this is a habanero. I was looking at the serrano. I have two serranos right here. And I have a green one, and I have one that's ripened to red. A red pepper is a mature pepper, and although it's at its peak heat-wise, it's also a little bit sweeter. And then also in here I have, this is a Hungarian hot pepper. And sometimes you can get these, they're also called banana peppers. You can get them sweet or hot, and these are hot. So all of these are going to be put into my salsa to make it really hot. And the other ingredients that are essential to salsa are onion, and these are our onions that we harvested earlier in the season and cured. And then, of course, garlic, which we harvested and cured. And then one other thing that is essential to my salsa is cilantro. It's my favorite herb for salsa. It's very traditional. However, some people don't like cilantro. In fact, probably about 10% of the population doesn't. So if you don't like cilantro, you could use oregano. You could use basil, which isn't traditional, or you could use some chenopodium, some lamb's quarters, and also sage. They use sage in salsa sometimes, salsa fria, con salvia. All right, so I'm going to show you how to cut a chili pepper here. This is how you can test for the heat of a chili. All right, so what you want to do is cut the top of your chili off. And then you're going to take a little bite of this end of the chili pepper. And that way you can see if it's hot or not, or how spicy it is. The capsaicin, which is the pungent hot element in chili peppers, is contained in this white cavity, which is the seed cavity, and it's also called the rib, and in the seeds. And so you can cut this out, or you can leave it in. If you want a really hot salsa, you could leave this inner rib or seed cavity in, and some of the seeds. And so what I do is I usually use about half with seeds and half without. And so at this point I can tell that this chili pepper is fairly hot, and so I'm not going to use as many as I would if it weren't so hot. So that's a really good taste, test taste. And if you can't tell like this, you can always run your little finger around over the seed cavity and just touch it to your tongue, and you can tell if it's hot that way or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do, a lot of these tomatoes are going to be made into salsa, but we're also going to cook some of these tomatoes down to make homemade tomato sauce. So let's go into my kitchen and I'll show you how to make salsa.